Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a tutorial video for all new players. I've compiled a large list of things that you should and should not do in this game, starting off anyways. And yeah, let me just get into the first tip. Tip number 1. Make sure that you do the tutorial. It kind of goes without being said, but the tutorial really does teach you all of the basic things that you should need to know about the game starting off. Alright, well let's fast forward through the tutorial just a bit. Alrighty, now that we're all finished up with the tutorial, it's time to get into tip number 2. When first starting off, it can be a bit confusing just because there's so many different items in the game. But if you prioritize certain items first, you can definitely make your journey a whole lot easier without wasting too much money or resources on other things that you don't really need until later on. Some of the most important items starting off that you need to get are the max health, max energy, and strength upgrades, which you can find in this shop that I walked over to over here. Each level that you upgrade your character to with name tags, you are only able to use about 2 to 3 max HP, max strength, and max energy upgrades at a time. Some of the other notable items that you should get starting off are the slot upgrades, quick fix, and no jerk. All of these items definitely improve your gameplay experience. For example, the slot upgrades you can use to attach a food item or energy drink to, so you can keep fighting for longer and not have to go through your bag while fighting. You just tap a button on the side of your screen. And then the no jerk makes it to where while you're questing for tags, which are really important at the start, it makes it to where no other players can spawn in on you and mess with you while you're trying to gain your experience. And with that being said, tip number 3, which is to quest. Questing is probably the most important thing to do when first starting off playing this game. Questing gets you name tags, which in turn can level you up, upgrade your strength, your energy, your HP, and buy other items. Note that you can only fast travel to quest locations up until level 10. After level 10, there's no more fast traveling, which does get a little bit tedious running from room to room, but by this point you should know where all the spawn locations are anyways. This is a major reason that a lot of players have 2 accounts, one for questing and one for being their high-level PvP account. Starting off, it's really easy to level up with very few name tags, but this will increase over time. The higher level you get, the longer it takes to level up and gain all the name tags you need in order to get those level ups. Last thing when it comes to questing, the quicker you complete a quest, the more name tags you get. If you get within the top 100 players within the day for that same quest, you get basically twice as many name tags, so it's definitely worth trying to be as fast as possible while questing. Tip number 4 is going to be buy new equipment as you level up. The items that you're given right off the bat are honestly not bad at all, so you can definitely make use of certain things like the helmet that you get and the shield that you get, but once you hit level 4 is when you'll want to get a new weapon. Definitely start off by getting the kid's short sword at level 4, because this does slightly more damage than the weapon that you get right off the bat. And then once you hit level 7, the giant plastic sword is definitely the next best option. Even high level 200s use this weapon because it has such great range, and honestly at level 7 it does awesome damage. As I said before, the helmet that you're given and the shield that you're given are great all the way up until level 10, but you should get the extra armor pieces that you need in order to complete your armor set, just for that added little bit of extra protection. It goes without being said, but the more you level up, the cooler and better gear that you are able to unlock and use. So you definitely want to make sure you're able to level up so you can unlock that cool swag. Sorry about the jump scare there, but yeah, you can definitely unlock some really cool stuff as you play this game. There's so many different items that you can choose from, so many different outfits you can make, and honestly that's my favorite part about this game, is the fashion aspect of it all. One of my favorite things to do in this game is to just hang around with friends, whether it's doing giveaways, whether it's just talking about random things, or building nice houses with them. With so many cool updates coming out recently within the last year, there's been so many new players joining, so there's so many different people to talk to, as well as a lot of old players that have been here forever. So definitely worth going out there and just trying to talk to people. If they're not nice, you can always just block them or just never see them again. Doesn't really matter. Tip number 6 is to always make sure to check your bag's carry weight. Carry weight is one of the most important things in this game, as if you're carrying too many items or certain items that weigh too much, you will run out of space, which will cause issues when it comes to fighting. Sometimes you'll run out of space and not be able to use your quick fixes and things like that. So you definitely want to check and just make sure that your bag isn't too far overweight. A little bonus tip that I do have is to categorize the items that you have. This is more of a tip if you're a little bit more progressed into the game. This does make it a whole lot easier to find the items that you're looking for quicker and just having easier access to all of them. And this bleeds into tip number 7. Set a goal for yourself. Me personally, my goal is to hopefully one day have one of every single item. That is a very, very hard goal to do, so definitely not something you want to start off with. But I've seen many people where they'll set a goal of just trying to get one item that they really, really like that might be a little bit more expensive, or getting a certain level or something to that extent. If you set goals for yourself, it will make this game feel so much smoother. Tip number 8 is a huge one. Do not get scammed. There are plenty of people out there. Unfortunately, MMORPG games and games with trading elements do have scammers in them. It doesn't matter which game you play, it'll always have that issue. Unfortunately, I've made that mistake before on this game a long time ago. I've been scammed probably a handful of times, but after it happens to you once, you kind of learn your lesson. I'm just trying to help you guys out so that you don't have to learn that lesson the hard way. Basically, if you do not know the person in real life, do not trust them with your items or your account. That all being said, there are good people out there. It's just when it comes to higher value items, I'd say to typically just don't trust other people to hold on to them or anything like that. But that being said, you can still make friends on this game. You can still help people out. People will help you out. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to help new players out. So if you're seeing this video and you're just starting off for the first time, add me as a friend. My name's Jawdropper. I will definitely try to hook you up my best with some items, some currency to get you started on your feet. Tip number 9, I'm kind of doing 2 tips in one. You definitely want to make sure you buy upgrade kits to upgrade your equipment. Basically, each upgrade kit costs 12 name tags a piece, and they upgrade for 2% extra defensive value or attack value on an item. The higher the level the item is, the more you can upgrade it. I have all low level stuff on this account, so it can only go up, very slightly. But the higher level you get, the more upgrade kits you will need. The other part of this tip is to always make sure you have at least 25 to 50 repair kits starting off in your bag at any given time. You can have a lot more, but they are a very heavy item. If you look at it, it does take up a ton of space. So the final tip for this video is utilize the market. This game is an MMORPG after all, so it does have elements of buying, selling, trading, and chatting with other players. The market can definitely be your best friend in money making, and also just getting rid of items that you don't really need for some extra cash. I will say that the marketplace is probably the last thing that you should be focused on, just because it does take a lot of time and effort to learn what certain items are worth, so that you're not just buying an item and losing out a whole bunch of money, or selling an item that may potentially be rarer for way less than it should be.
Alrighty, well that is going to do it for this video. I hope that you have learned something new, maybe something that could help you out along your journey. It's been an amazing time making this video. I've had a lot of fun, and I've had a lot of fun working with other people to make this video. So I hope that you have a great rest of your day and keep on playing.